Spring is coming. Almost Hello here. Again, everybody. Okay, I got my figs and grapes planted, and I'll show you where I planted them. But first, a safety tip. When we moved in here, we had this big hill, and we didn't know what it was. It's by our gardens. We thought, what an odd place for a big hill. Well, this big hill is our storm shelter. And that pipe was full of rocks. So we're going to fix that. Yep, a 5-gallon bucket of dirt and rocks were in that pipe. How would you breathe if you had rocks in your pipe? What would you do if you had to go into your storm shelter and you couldn't breathe? What good would that be? So when we cleaned out that storm shelter, we found a bunch of rocks by the breathing pipe. Well, that's going to be loud. And little by little, we've been working to try to get the rocks out. And it has taken us, well, on and off a year almost. Can you believe next month is going to be a year, y'all? We cannot. It's gone by so fast. So, yep, that's my nasty, I just saw my nasty garage door. Anyway, I'm about to put some screen on there and wrap some wire around it so nothing else can fall in there. We have no idea how the rocks got in there. It's a metal pipe. Probably the children that lived here before. We'll just say that. Alrighty, it's not perfect, it ain't pretty, but we'll be able to breathe if anything happens. And I just bungeed it until the boss can get home and run some strong wire through it and secure it. But I wanted to give you an idea of what it could look like. We have a maple tree right above us, so there's a lot of stuff that falls. So I just doubled up a screen. We had an old screen. I bungeed it real tight, and then I put some hardware cloth on it. And I bent it over, and I put some more bungees around it, and I tied the sides. I cut it and tied them each side. And so now we can't get rocks in there, or maple leaves, or any other thing that might fall, twigs. So there's my safety tip. Grape number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. And number 6. And I planted them so they would go toward the fence and grow up the fence line and fertilize them. So we'll see if they're going to grow. Fingers crossed. And then I took those rocks. It ain't pretty, but to keep me from running over them with the lawnmower. And I took my rocks and put them around the figs. And we have 6 LSU purple figs that we bought from the Texas boys, our family journey. So basically we have our apple trees there, our elderberries, our blueberries, and we're just circling the the driveway. Now, there is something, my top secret, something that I will plant down from the blueberries once it grows enough. And who knows what else we're gonna add. Who knows? If only avocados wouldn't freeze. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely to have an avocado orchard? Even three would be good. So, all right, well, I am off to the Amish store to see if I can find anyone who can help us make a door for our storm shelter. And I forgot to get strawberries, so I'm gonna see if our guy has strawberries planted, so it's really windy, y'all. Here, I'll come down here and sit. I planted some, but I don't know if they made it. I don't see them. And they've been covered with straw, so anyway, we'll see. All right, well, that's all I have for you. Oh, I guess I should show you inside the shelter. So all that was packed with rocks, and that vent goes up where I just showed you that I repaired it. So we have a little patchwork to do right there, and then a little patchwork outside. But right now, we need to get a door. We have a old frame on it, but all this needs to be leveled out. And once we get that done, then our storm shelter should be good to go. So it's supposed to be one of those years. They're calling for a lot of tornadoes and rain, and fingers crossed we don't get any. Many years ago, it took this whole town out, a tornado did. So we're gonna be prepared, and we're gonna be ready as we can. And I want you all to think about that, and let's just do a check on our safety. Check on your safety items, you know, batteries, first aid, water, what you're gonna have in your storm shelter. Because who knows? I mean, you just don't know. And you gotta be able to run with it. Because if you don't know there's one coming, and then all of a sudden you get a warning, which happens a lot here in Missouri, you're running. And you need to have a bag ready. So there you go. There's my tip. Wish me luck. I hope I can find some strawberries. Find someone to build a door. I want a really heavy-duty door. Oh, Lord. Okay, I came back from the garden center and I got some honey something strawberries. I'll have to tell you. Anyway, they're bare roots. My strawberries did not make it that I planted last season. So I have 2 in one of my stump gardens, and I'm going to plant the rest in this garden right here. So I'll start that and I'll show you how. Honey oyster with strawberries. He said it like honey eye, but it's Honeoye, I think. Honey oy. They're great for jams, preserves, pies, and very prolific and sweet. That's what I wanted. And a good size too. So we'll see how they go. Alrighty, they're in. I think I have 21 or 22 in here. And I didn't bury them deep. So, hey, it's my first time growing strawberries, so we'll see. I'm going to cover these up with some water, cover them up with some leaves, and we'll see what we get. Well, I finally got to sit down. I just wanted to tell y'all, be blessed and love well. Bye now.